I want to show you some top secrets on how to get accurate prophecy. I mean, the secrets of the greatest prophets of all time, what they do to get prophecies that cannot be denied fulfillment in terms of how accurate they get to be. It will interest you to know that we are picking only about three keys that Prophet Uebert uses to get his prophecies that always stand out there to witness fulfillment. No matter who goes against them, they come to pass. These are in line with scriptural pattern of prophecy. That's the way Prophet Uebert do these prophecies, are in line with scriptural patterns. There were major prophets who did all of that before him, and he grew into his place where he now engages the keys of the major prophets to get the same thing, replicate, reproduce the same results that the major prophets of the time past got back then and now in our own dispensation. The first key is catch the attention of the master. That's Abraham's secret. You want to prophesy, that's true. You want to be accurate, that's true. You want to be forensic when you prophesy, that's very good. You want to be famous, it's not bad. I'll make your name great, he said. So none of these things is bad, but there was Abraham's own kind of secret of coming to achieve these results. And this is it. He learned first to catch God's attention. When God spoke to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, Genesis chapter 15, Genesis chapter 17, Genesis chapter 18, 22, and even in Genesis chapter 16, everything around Abraham's relationship with God came to one summation, and it was that Abraham believed God and it was accounted to him for righteousness. And then eventually God called Abraham my friend, because only God is righteous. And so for Abraham to become a righteous man indicates that Abraham became God's own friend. So God named Abraham himself my friend in Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8. God mentioned him or named him my friend, and this is what he has been all the while. So the first thing you do if you want to come to a place where you declare or make predictions or you give out prophecies that cannot fail. I mean, not just prophesying like every other prophet does, but you give prophecies that you can stake your ministry, stake your life, stake your neck for. The first thing is to achieve what Abraham achieved here. Achieve the name of the title of God's friend. You will get to know this when God himself starts bearing you this witness deep within you. He will confirm to you that, son or daughter, you are now my friend. I don't treat you like every other person. He told Aaron and Miriam that if there are prophets among you, I'll speak to them in visions and in dreams. But my servant Moses is not like that. I'll speak to him face to face. You see, as a friend speaks with a friend. So there are prophets in classes. It's not by the title, it's not by the size of the ministry, it's not by the number of years in ministry, it's not by the location or skin color, it's by the personal depth of relationship with God. And if you can secure this title and then get certified by God as a friend, then you're on your way to making predictions that cannot be altered anywhere on the face of the earth. Number two key that Prophet Uebert uses to make predictions that are not breakable, that are not stoppable, is check the fulfillment before declaring. Here's an event that is about to come up, like the AFCON in the recent time. And then we had Nigerian election and election of other countries, that Nigerian presidential elections. I mean, in other elections or presidential elections around the world and more that he predicted and they came to pass. One thing he does is to check the fulfillment of the prophecy before declaring. As a prophetic person, I've come to realize that you come into the prophetic realm and prophecy is there and the prophecy is accurate. This is what is going to happen given normal conditions. So the first thing you catch there, it's not like it's wrong, it's correct. So you see it, and this is what is there. But the truth is that other factors can militate against the fulfillment of this prophecy. Therefore, as a prophet who intends to be sharp or come back with the title of sharp or smart prophet, like it was said of Prophet Samuel, that God was with him and God revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh by the word, and that none of the words of Samuel fell to the ground. In other words, every prediction that Samuel made came to pass or was fulfilled. The secret was that Samuel will check the fulfillment of the prophecy first. You chase the prophecy in the spirit realm, in the prophetic realm. You don't wait for manifestation before you start chasing our prophecies. No, Uebert will ride on chariots of horses in the realm of the spirit, in the prophetic realm, and will track the prophecy to watch it fulfilled and realize that it actually was fulfilled. Like you prophesying here of an event that is yet to take place, he'll follow it up until the end. He will watch that match. If it's football prediction, he will watch it in the realm of the spirit from the beginning to the finishing. Then he will know exactly that what he saw in the beginning as the cover page of the prophecy is what is in the blurb or in the epilogue of the or conclusion of the prophecy. It is only on this account that Prophet Uebert will come out and declare it. That's the secret. This was the secret of prophets like Elijah. And here is it. Elijah came to Ahab, and then he told Ahab, as long as the Lord lives, before whom I stand, there shall be no rain these days except at my word. Before he made that declaration, he had checked the spiritual atmosphere, watched the periods as far as he could see. It may not necessarily mean that he knew it was going to be 3.5 years only, but he knew it could even go beyond 3.5 years, okay? Then the man of God, Elijah, had gone through the realm of the spirit to spy and realize or check properly to realize there was no other prophet that was going to win the mind of God beyond him in that age that was capable of changing that prediction. Then he came out and told Ahab. So if Ahab had gone to people like Obadiah, who were also seeming prophets, it was a prophetic figure, and had, because Obadiah prayed after Elijah had declared. And the sons of the prophets, of course, may have prayed, but God listened to none of them. So he knew that he had the ability not only to check in the realm of the spirit, but he also had the ability to ask God to stand by his word alone. So there are people in this generation that can ask God, discuss with God, and ask God to do as they desire. And God will not change it until it comes to pass. That's an Elijah figure in that generation. And let's look at the prophet Jeremiah. He had made prediction about the Babylonian captivity, and it was going to be 70 years. And then a prophet Ananiah came and prophesied and said, no, in 2 years, everything is going to be over. He knew his class. And so he said, the prophets that were before you and I, if they prophesied and the prophecy came to pass, then they were known to be prophets of God. But you, what are you saying? You prophesy in peace. Let's watch to see if your prophecy comes to pass. Besides, you're not going to die naturally. 2 months later, the man died because Jeremiah knew that spiritually and in terms of spiritual authority, he was far placed above this person. So as a prophetic figure, learn to, first of all, identify those who are higher than you before you make some kind of predictions. And you are not predicting along their own line. That's not what I'm saying. Don't bend predictions to suit any other prophetic giant, or a seeming giant in the prophetic realm. But when it comes to prediction, always know that you have prophets and then you have prophets. And so be careful there and walk yourself into the class where you can intimate God to the point where he can't change his mind, because he's got only you standing to say that this is what I want to happen in the globe. That's the secret of Prophet Uebert Angel. He has come to that point in relationship with God in the prophetic that whatever he wills and tells God, this is what I want now, God can decide on volition to make Uebert's stand be the outcome. That's the secret. If you check all global issues at the time, he is the man that God gives that edge. TB Joshua was the man in that office before Uebert Angel. But when TB Joshua left, we saw Uebert Angel in that office. So grow to become the next Elijah. That's the point I want to hit here. Number 3 point is where we're going to, and that's the final point in this video. And it is engage the counsel of God, or engage God in a counsel. This is it. God will come with his angelic host. You, as a prophetic person, will travel to be with God in the realm of the spirit. It is here that you and God are going to decide the prophecy. And if the two of you decide the prophecy and you come to announce it, every other thing prophesied by any other person is false. Not because their prophecies was false, but because you and God were in a council where you changed the prophecy. This is what happens. Folks who don't understand the prophetic will say, this guy, Prophet Uebert Angel, talks so much about himself, takes so much upon himself. No, let's go back to the scripture. There was a man that advised God. Even though the word says that God had never needed a counselor before, that he should call you to advise him. There was a man. The name of that man was Moses. Remember that God came to meet with Moses. He said, I will destroy the descendants of Abraham. These children of Israel, they are stiff-necked, and I will make raise from you a generation to Abraham. And Moses said, no. Lest the enemies will now hear and say that you were not able to take them to the promised land that you promised. And it will ruin your name, your reputation, your image will be tampered with. Don't, because of their their stiff neck, and destroy them. It will be bad with your name. It was here that God changed his mind and decided not to destroy them and allow Moses to raise for him a generation through these ones that he brought out of the land of Egypt. Remember that Noah had that opportunity when God came and said, I want to wipe out every man from the face of the earth. And God decided that they should enter the ark, and many of them laughed at Noah. And then God took away the key. Noah had the opportunity to also call God and say, please, temper justice with mercy and let them come into the ark. Well, for whatever reason, perhaps Noah was not in the class to change God's mind, but Moses was in the class to change God's mind. So if Moses can come to the class where he could change the mind of God of a decision God had taken, I will wipe out man in the days of Noah. Nothing changed it. Now, I will wipe the generation of Abraham. Moses changed it. So there are things that are bound to be. So if as a prophet, you see, there are ways we prophesy. We prophesy by going into the prophetic realm to pick prophecies that we are not even given. But because we can prophesy, because I have my eyes, I have my right to open them and see my camera. That's it. And see the designs behind me and see the color of my clothes. I don't need to take permission from somebody. So I have my prophetic eyes so I can open them up and see anytime. Is that correct in the prophetic realm? That's true. So if any prophet opens their eyes and sees in the prophetic realm, they can make prediction about any game, any match, and it will come to pass. It's correct. But when another prophet in the capacity of Prophet Uebert Angel or Moses comes before God and say, God, change this thing. This is how I want it. That's where the problem comes. And then every other prophet who predicts something else become a liar. Let me stop here. There are other secrets that we engage in to come back with accurate prophecies. And that's why most of the time I'm quiet and I don't do too much of these prophecies, because there are a lot of systematics scripturally based that we engage in doing radical prophecies, and you see them come into class. That's why you see people confused sometimes when I prophesy. How do you get this? What's this and all of that? You want to go deeper in the prophetic, sign up for my courses, certificate course in forensic prophecy, or the diploma course in forensic prophecy, or any of my prophetic courses, and your life will never remain the same again as you study with us in SHILOH School of SEERS. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and do so right now. God bless you.